Welcome to FrankenDuo, a colorblind friendly card game. My name is Evaldas, I'm the creator of the game, and this is a tutorial video how to use the game. Basically, you can create 10,000 different creatures in the game by combining lower body parts with a yellow background with upper body parts with a velvet background. That way, coming up with 10,000 different combinations, because there are 100 of those and 100 of those. Though these creatures are just a random option of what you can create. Ballerina Viking, Wasp Princess, Bananasaurus, for example, and as you can see, they have different set of powers. There are 5 categories of powers: magic, creepiness, cuteness, aggressiveness, and speed. So each creature gets different combination of powers. Based on that, they fight each other, and somebody wins, somebody loses, or it's a draw. Approximately 10% of the fights are draw. Feel free to pause here to understand the system of powers, and let's, for example, check which is the stronger one, Ballerina Viking or Wasp Princess. So magic, 5 against 3, Ballerina Viking gets 1 point. Creepiness, 4 against 4, draw category. Cuteness, 4 against 3, so Ballerina Viking gets another category. Aggressiveness, 3 against 4, Wasp Princess gets a category. And speed, 3 against 3, drawn category. So 2 categories is a draw, creepiness and speed. Then Ballerina Viking wins 2 categories, magic and cuteness. Wasp Princess wins aggressiveness. By winning 2 categories against 1 category, Ballerina Viking is an overall winner. When we change into new creatures, for example, like this, you can see totally new creatures: Ballerinasaurus, Wasp Viking, Banana Princess. Everything is made that way that all cards fits with all cards, and you get new creatures with new set of powers. This is how the table looks like. We use Tabletopia environment, and I've just created some other creatures for you to be able to see possible options. And yeah, for you to get the point how this works. The game also have 7 types of action cards. Let's quickly go through those. Victory point, used right away, get a victory point. Steal, you can steal 2 cards from your opponents. Double move, you can make 2 moves. Reveal, you can turn face up 2 creatures and keep it that way for everybody to see your opponent creatures. Swap means you can change 1 card of your opponent's creature, that way creating a totally new card. A shield, you can deny an attack made on you, or a threesome fight. It means 3 creatures fight each other, and the winner could get 2 victory points by winning 2 creatures, or there are 2 winners and you can get 1 point each. It is clearly described in the rules how to calculate, what are the all possibilities, so feel free to check it. First player to get 6 points wins the game. So today we will not do actual gameplay, but rather a simulation. So we will see all players' cards. We will do just 2-player mode, but the game could be played in a lot more complex way. 2 to 8 players in an individual mode. Also, the team mode is available, which is a lot more complex and fun, emotional. It could be like 2 players against 2 players, or 3 teams of 2 players, or even 4 teams of 2 players, or 3 players against 3 players, 4 players against 4 players. There are many different combinations of play which affects strategy needed to win. So feel free to try all the options. And for now, let's put all the cards into the bank and begin our simulation. Before we begin, we shuffle the cards like this and deal both players 10 cards. Into their hands. Before the game begins, all players create their creatures. We will not go very deep into detail which are stronger out of these or which should supposed to be created, but let's just rather do it randomly. Let's say player 1 created 2 creatures, Pirate Panda and Bull's Kitty. In the beginning, players can create as much creatures as they want, possibly 5 out of 10 cards, or start without creatures. During the gameplay, the maximum amount of creatures you can have is 6. Once all players declare that they finished creating the initial creatures, each player starts making moves by turns. There are 4 types of possible moves. Let's quickly check it. Once again in the rulebook. So take a card from bank or exchange 4 into 4. Create a creature for yourself or for your opponent in case he has no creatures at that moment on the table. Attack or use an action card. 1 out of 7. Let's say so yeah, the game begins with creatures face down. With creatures face down, nobody would see it, only the player himself. Let's say player 1 attacks player 2 with Bull's Kitty against Croco Eye. Best of 5 categories wins. So let's quickly check. Magic 2 against 2, draw category. Creepiness 3 against 6, Croco Eye 1 ahead. Cuteness 4 against 1. One category goes to Bull's Kitty. Aggressiveness 4 against 4, and speed 3 against 3. So there are 3 categories equal, and one category won by Bull's Kitty and one category won by Croco Eye. This means this fight is a draw overall. In this case, nobody gets a point, but creatures return to their original positions face up, and all the players can see them. Let's say player 4 doesn't like these 4 cards, so he can exchange those into 4 cards from a bank. Yeah, like this. Takes 4. Yeah, not in hand, but on the table, this simulation. Player 1 move, he decides to use a victory point. So straight away, player gets 1 victory point. He can put it in his victory points pile. There is a designated space for victory points. Over here, all players have one. Once you collect 6 cards here, you win. Player number 2 decides to create a new creature. Face down, of course. Player 1 wants to use his open creature, Bull's Kitty, so he decides to attack the new creature. So it's Bull's Kitty against Captain Hog. Let's check quickly the categories. Magic 2 against 4, Captain Hog 1 ahead. Creepiness 3 against 4, so Captain Hog wins 2 categories. Cuteness 4 against 2, Bull's Kitty gets 1 category, so it's 2 against 1. Aggressiveness 4 against 4, draw category, and speed 3 against 5. So Captain Hog wins 3 categories and is overall winner. The winner creature goes into the retirement after the fight. And the Bull's Kitty cards goes to the winner player number 2. He can keep 1 card in his hand to use in the future plays and put 1 card in a victory points pile. So that way you play to collect 6 points and win the game. In case you use all the cards from a bank, then just reshuffle the retired cards and use it for the further game. But this is very highly unlikely in the test plays. It only happened when 7 or 8 players played the game. Thank you. Hope you enjoy, and let's just have fun.